Talk to it.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
Yeah, you know what time it is. It's the best daytime YouTube live stream ever created. Fuck it. Let me come to the ring, man. Let's go.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with real life. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make a wish in me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't see me.
Yeah. Still be trying to see.
Listening with my eyes.
All right. Yo, it's Classic with the classic codes, and I got another great live show for you today, man. Check it out. You see the thumbnail god is back, man. The thumbnail god is back, and we got a great code language conversation, the black sheep versus validation. But before we get into the code language conversation, you know I gotta hit all the segments for y'all. I got a great live reaction video for y'all. We're gonna go over to the game god Goldie. I got a great question of the day for y'all. We're gonna talk about some real stuff and just some male POV on this one. Then I got a story time for y'all, reaction video, and then we're gonna get into that code language conversation, which I cannot wait to discuss, man. I cannot wait to discuss it. So yeah, man, we're gonna get straight into it. We're not gonna waste too much time. You already know how I get down. Before I move forward, I do need you to hit the subscribe button. If you have not already, I need you to like, I need you to comment in the chat or comment on the rewatch so we can have a conversation. Whether you agree or disagree, let's crack these codes, man. So without further ado, we definitely getting ready to move into the reaction video. Like I said, this is my first reaction to the game god Goldie. I consume his content fairly. You know, I see his clips come up and I see his reels and stuff like that, and he be kicking some flavor. You know what I mean? I finally was able to take some time to get over to his page and really, you know, ingest a lot of what it's about over there. And I like some of the content. So I found this video. I didn't watch it in its entirety. The caption alone was enough for me to say, you know what? Let's go ahead and check this out. I think these two men are on opposing sides with their perspectives, or not necessarily opposing sides, but they have difference in perspective in regards to monogamy, dating, and relationships today. So we're going to see what they got to say. I'm going to chime in with my POV. So, man, let's go.
Yeah. Statistically speaking, man, that woman that you with, you're not going to be with in 2 years. Even if you get married, 50% of marriages fail. So if you're just being realistic, the woman that I'm with, no matter how great the time is, no matter how much I love her, this is probably going to end. So let me just enjoy the day.
Well, all right. And what you're saying, I hear it, but it sounds like it's some trauma-rooted things too. And that's okay, because I feel like I have them too.
Yeah. No, it's for sure, but it's still based in truth.
It is.
How many women have you been in a relationship with in your lifetime?
3.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. I don't do the relationships for it.
Okay, but still, each one of those ended.
Yeah.
And I bet you told each one of them girls you loved them.
Yeah.
And each one of them told them that they loved you.
Yeah.
And it still ended.
Yeah.
So what makes you think that the next situation ain't gonna end the same way?
It's going to if you put that in the universe. For sure, because you came into the relationship thinking it was going to end.
All right, so before they get too far into this, I want to speak to something that Glow J said. Shout out to both guys. This gentleman, Glow J, I'm not super familiar with, but we'll get familiar together right now. One thing he said to Goldie was, it sounds like, you know, I hear what you're saying, but it sounds like there's some trauma-rooted things there too. I spoke on this on a live stream I was on a couple of days ago, but I'm going to speak on it here, is that as far as the trauma-rooted things, people, the who hurt you phrase is very diminishing. It's one of the phrases that I like the least, because you learn through experiences. I learned from trauma experiences, both, right? The same thing. You know, the experiences were traumatic, right? I learned from traumatic experiences some harsh truths about reality. Does it mean that these harsh truths that I learned apply to everybody I come across? No, but it does mean that I have a reason now, due to the scars or the wounds or the experiences that I have, the memories, however you want to word them, right? Due to these things, I now have a reason to develop my vetting process. I now have a reason to evolve my perspective. Now that I know what humans are capable of, now that I know that, you know, women and men are different in these ways, now that I've gained understanding, there's nothing wrong with wrapping my mind around it, even if the thing that I have to wrap my mind around is a bit uncomfortable. And I think that's kind of where Goldie was coming from with his logic. It's like, I don't want it to be this way, but if it's this way, why would I play the game any other way? You know what I'm saying? So let's take this from the top. They weren't too far in. Let's take this from the top.
2 years. Even if you get married, 50 plus, I'm realistic.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking, man, that woman that you with, you're not going to be within 2 years. Even if you get married, 50% of marriages fail. So if you're just being realistic, the woman that I'm with, no matter how great the time is, no matter how much I love her, this is probably going to end. So let me just enjoy the day.
Well, all right. And what you're saying, I hear it, but it sounds like it's some trauma rooted things too. And that's okay, because I feel like I have them too.
Yeah. No, it's for sure, but it's still based in truth.
It is.
How many women have you been in a relationship with in your lifetime?
3.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. I don't do the relationships for real.
Okay, but still, each one of those ended.
Yeah.
And I bet you told each one of them girls you loved them.
Yeah.
And each one of them told them that they loved you.
Yeah.
And it still ended.
Yeah.
So what makes you think that the next situation ain't gonna end the same way?
It's going to if you put that in the universe. For sure. Because you came into the relationship thinking it was gonna end.
I hear
what the fuck gonna happen?
No, I hear what you're saying, and that's true. Whatever you think is gonna happen, but I don't think about it in a pessimistic way. I think about it like this. People aren't meant to be possessed. And I feel like that's where the world goes wrong. I feel like people are meant to be experienced for the time that it's meant for it to be together, and y'all grow and y'all learn from each other.
So do you feel like it's some people that are meant to be experienced for their whole lifetimes?
I don't. I feel like most of the time it's forced. Maybe a very small percentage, but statistically speaking, nobody grows at the same pace.
Right.
So therefore, if you're not...
Well, it's 8 billion people on the planet.
Okay.
So it's very possible to meet somebody.
Yeah, no,
I'm not saying
it's possible.
It's very rare.
Possible.
It's rare, but
that's
it is possible.
All right, so they are on opposing sides with regards to this, and I'm anxious and excited to see where the rest of it goes. I want to chime in very quickly here and just say that what Goldie is talking about is something that's an uncommon thought process. I don't know. I'm not saying I disagree. I don't know if that thought process across a masses of us would be conducive to a functioning society. I think because essentially it turns into somewhat of a free-for-all at that point. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, how does that change the dynamic of parenting? Because procreation is still going to be a thing. So if everybody, or if the majority of us, not everybody doesn't apply to anything, but if the vast majority of us decided to believe in the thought process of everything got an expiration date on it, or all of this is temporary and we're experiencing each other for time frames and shit like that. If everybody looked at romantic relationships that way, because friendships and stuff like that, networking and stuff like that, you probably can afford to kind of move that way. But when it comes to creating family and then having to raise the kids into somewhat of an adult that's worth talking about, I don't know that thought process among a masses of people is going to work for us from a societal perspective. But let's see how they hash this out. Let's go.
I feel like for the average individuals, you picked your partner based on convenience. You didn't scour the world for the best person for you, the most compatible. It was in proximity, the person you went to school with, the person up the street, the person in your building, the person you met. So therefore, because you weren't even really that intentional about who you were with, you didn't even find out if your morals aligned, this aligned, that aligned. The way people pick partners is not even in a substantial way. So therefore, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to last because it's not even built on anything of real substance.
No, bro. No, your logic's fucked. I'm sorry. No, it's possible. It's
no. It's definitely possible.
No. This is my analogy to that is if I tell myself I can't make $100,000, I never fucking will. And that's a fact.
But let me tell you this. I don't even feel like that's healthy to go into a relationship to say it's a societal thing to say you're supposed to get with somebody and be with them for the rest of your life. That is
not healthy.
that is a societal structure. That is a construct. If you weren't told that from birth, would you naturally say, I'm supposed to get one person and be with them for the rest of my life?
It's a mom for your whole life.
It's a construct, and not just a construct, it's a construct in the Western world, because in Eastern world, you're supposed to have multiple women. So it's not even real. So let's take the construct off of yourself. Would you even say it's natural in your soul to say, I should meet somebody and the goal should be to be with them the rest of my life? I don't believe so.
I have contentment, so yeah, for sure. I don't like meeting new people. I hate meeting.
He just said a big word, and I've spoken about it in the past. Let's talk about it now. Contentment. A lot of people on this side of the planet, Western world, Goldie being a great standard for that, always pushing forward, always desiring more, always striving for more, staying ambitious, staying hungry, staying grinding. The Western world, we're taught to run it up, right? We're not necessarily taught complacency. We're more so taught and indoctrinated with gluttony, capitalism, and pessimism. Comparison is the greatest thief of joy. Also, we're preached on the concept of luxury, and the desire for it is marketed to us as well. And so a lot of folks here wake up and think about what they do not have. So if you have that mindset, always more, forward, run it up, and there's no such thing as enough. There's no standard. There's no deep breath moment for you that you could have. Go check out my code language video on the deep breath moment. If you don't have that, if there's no idea of that in your mind, then you'll never truly experience fulfillment. Your life will be full of peaks and valleys. Rising here, starting over. Rising, starting over. A bunch of resets. And if that works for a person, then it works for a person. I just don't think that's a good thing if it was a mass population of us thinking like that. I don't think it's conducive to a structured and functioning society. I think the kids will suffer the worst. And if the kids suffer, they grow into what type of adults, and then what does that look like? So that's a conversation. Let's go though.
New people. I don't want to meet no new girl all the time. There's too much energy. I got to get to know you. I got to get experience. I don't want to do all that shit.
Now, I agree with that. When you meet multiple people, most of the time it's a waste of time. It's better to when you do have somebody and somebody learns you.
When you say that, in other words, it's a waste of time from with a girl in a relationship, and it's a waste of time from single.
No, it's not a waste of time when you're with her, because even if this situation, I've had plenty of women, and just because we not together now doesn't mean that situation when we was together wasn't beneficial. And we grew together, we learned together, we had ups and downs together. I got something out of that. So just because it ended didn't mean that it was a waste of time.
I feel like relationships only end because y'all chose for it to end. I feel like anybody can get through anything if y'all want it bad enough. But it's a matter of...
I agree. That's not a feeling. That's just an actual fact. I agree. That's not a feeling. That's a real fact. Relationships end because somebody tweaking or both people tweaking. In a lot of different ways too. Like, a lot of people in relationships, again, I'm not going to speak to the minority. Let's speak to the majority. A lot of people in relationships will complain about fidelity issues, but a lot of times the fidelity issues come from like people either not communicating the things that they feel are missing or the voids that they have, and then they go try to fill those voids elsewhere, or they feel like they are communicating effectively and they're being ignored and not heard, and time is going on and on and on, and you don't feel like this person going to fix it, and you get to a place or a space in the relationship where you step out, you become vulnerable and susceptible to stepping out, and you actually go through with it. A lot of times people cheat because of something being missing, something that they feel like they can't say, or something that they feel like they having to say too much. That's a lot of times what cheating is. But even for the people who break up over things that aren't related to fidelity, a lot of times, again, there's no contentment. Any woman that says to me that, I just want, I really truly believe in always, striving for more and for greater and for more and for greater. That's a red flag for me. There's somebody out there that's her type, not me. There is a deep breath moment for me. And for y'all that don't know what the deep breath moment is that I keep referencing, it's that moment where you've gotten to a place in your life where you looking around for a second, you living in the present, you taking in what's going on around you, and you just take a deep breath like I did it. Like if I passed away tomorrow, I'm fulfilled with what my journey consisted of. I got to get to this point right here. Everything past this point to me is extra credit. If you don't have what that looks like in your mind, what contentment and complacency, beautiful contentment, positive complacency, not the stuff where you're being complacent, being a bum. See, we apply terms to the negative so often we forget that these terms themselves are not negative. Complacency is not a negative thing. The misapplication of complacency is a negative thing. You understand what I'm saying? And so I think that's the frequencies, that the difference in frequencies here. He's spelling it out. The Glow J, he's spelling it out very well. He's saying, hey, listen, I know how to be content. I know how to chill with one woman. I know how to go through ups and downs with a woman without feeling like, oh, because you tweaking for a couple months out of the 50 or 60 years we gonna be together. If you tweaking for a couple of months here and there, you know, I know how to weather those storms versus running back to the streets every time and feeling like, all right, this experience is over because there's turbulence. That now that I'm saying it out loud, it almost sounds like a level of immaturity. Let's go.
How bad do you want it? That's life in a nutshell. How bad do you want it? Anything.
Yeah.
But guess what? Cullinan, right?
Yeah.
Wraith, right?
Yeah.
How bad did you want it?
Yeah.
Got it.
I don't want these bras that bad.
There's such thing as a broad, and there's a difference between a broad and a woman.
Is it?
Absolutely.
What's the difference?
So you're saying you never want to be married?
No, I would never sign on a piece of paper with the government and a woman. I would never do
No,
it.
I can see the piece of paper in government. I do respect.
Oh yeah,
that
would I have a
respect
ceremony with a woman? Yeah, I would.
So if you have a ceremony with a woman, why are you having a ceremony if you already planned for it to end?
Because she wants it, not because I want it. Because she wants to do the process of it and make it, because it wouldn't be for me. It would be for her.
So why would you not? It's trauma. It sounds like trauma rooted, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. It sounds very trauma rooted.
Okay, so you would get married
on the paper and stuff?
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
So you wouldn't do it on
just
paper?
because I got money and the shit that come with the money behind it.
So you looking for, so the woman that you get with, you looking for a woman to be with for the rest of your life?
I date with intention because I feel like any millionaire, I know anybody around me that's super successful, all are married. And what does that do? It creates sense of solitude. And when I say that, it's like, I know I can call this person, whatever. I can't just call these broads on my phone if I'm in a jam. And it ain't about needing no money. It's in a sense of like just trusting you with the information. I can't trust everybody with my business. Yeah. So that's why I want to meet a lot of people, because I'm not going to open up to you. You don't need to know what the fuck what I'm going through in my mind. So it's like, if I have one person that really knows me, at least if I have nothing else, and I don't got kids. So it's like, I need somebody around me that's like, no, I can comfortably talk to you. I can it's bigger than the love and the fucking the same person all the time, because of course that
all right, let me jump in and disagree with Glow J. If you looking for somebody to confide in, the wrong place to look is your woman. I have to tell you the despicably harsh truth about that. Confiding in, listen, you got to, I'm talking about, you better walk her there slow before you open up about anything that you could find to be regrettable later. You need to walk her there slow. Test her with a little bit of information, see if she can hold some water. Watch how, listen, just listen to her when she walking back and forth through the crib on the phone with her best friend and see what the fuck they be talking about. You know what I mean? I wouldn't advise niggas to use their girlfriends as confidants. I always recommend people just talk straight to God. I ain't gonna lie to you. Talking to a human is risky. Talking to God, safe. Talking to a human, I don't care who it is, risky.
If I'm with you forever, the same pussy gonna get old. Yeah. I can't hold you.
Yeah.
But guess what? You got to learn how to recreate that spark. Anything. So yeah, I definitely can, because I've like I said, I've hit 1,000 women. So I know.
So okay. The statistics of marriage, 50% fail. You feel like yours is gonna stand the test of time. But let me tell you this, right? Because I've been with so many women. What I understand is, some people may say it's trauma, right? I understand why they say that. No, I'm just a realist, because I've been with enough women that you can't control any woman. You can be with a woman today. You have no idea who she's going to be in 2 years. And that has nothing to do with you. She could have schizophrenia in her family that finally sparks one day out of nowhere. She could get dementia. She could wake up on the wrong side of the bed. You cannot.
Guess what?
Let me finish. You cannot say, no matter how great it is today, day, you do not know how that woman is going to feel in 2-3 years from now. And I'm not saying to say it's going to end, but to say every single day with this woman, I'm going to cherish it. Every single day with this woman, we're going to make memories. Every single day, I'm going to make sure we're both growing. And if it doesn't, I'll be okay with that. But to say that you can guarantee a woman is going to want you in 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, you never know what these women going to do.
Hey, he ain't lying. No, I know he finna ask him who hurt you or some shit like that. And like I told y'all, that's diminishing. But listen, he's not lying, though. He's not lying, fam. People are fickle. I'm not going to make this about women. We could fairly. The people that file for divorce the most are women. The people who be on the internet talking about their exes and you ask them how the relationship ended, and the response is 90% of the time, I left, it'd be women. So we could make it about women, but I'm not even going to do that. People are fickle. People are fickle. They don't come with remote controls. You cannot control them. You can only control yourself. And he's right too. And when he says it don't even have to have nothing to do with you, it could have something to do with you, but it doesn't have to have anything to do with you. You know, motherfucker, I'm telling you, I told y'all in the Losing Friends. I keep referencing my other material, but I told y'all in the Losing Friends code language, bro. Motherfuckers just wake up and feel like pushing the button on not fucking with you no more. And it's gonna happen, and that'll be that. That'll be that. So yeah, his logic is not, off. But his recommendation or his ideology in regards to his approach to the relationship situations, I think that's a bit off base. I think he should be more this is my opinion. I think he should be more resolution based in regards to how to, in this space, how to get to a place where sustainability with one or, because he got resources. So how to get to a place where sustainability with one or a few women is actually something that's in play. Because if you don't think anything is sustainable long term, you shouldn't create any children. If you don't think that, if like Goldie's saying, he believed that pretty much all relationships these days got an expiration date. That's what he's saying. If that's truly his belief system, he shouldn't create children. Because if you knowing like this can end in 5 years and we got a baby together, my baby 5, and now we try to figure it out, and then you go do that with somebody else and do that with somebody else because you keep hitting the reset and having these experiences with all these different people that you speak of. If you do that a few times, you out here, Nick Cannon, you out here, Future, you out here, you know what I'm saying? And scattered babies, we'll see what the results of all them scattered babies by one man, we'll see what because those are just the celebrity examples. It's a Nick Cannon in every hood, and it's a Future in every suburb. You know what I'm saying? So there's always going to be a man who, for whatever reason, has a high level of appeal to a populace of women, and they don't have discipline to go along with it. And so they run through the streets frivolous, and they make a lot of children as one man. There's a reason why Black women have 1 million more children than Black men, because there are a small percentage of Black men that are attractive to a lot of women, but they don't have discipline. And that's how you get those numbers. You know what I'm saying? So, and that also speaks to the fact that a lot of women like the same niggas. So, but yeah, let's let them continue. Let's go.
Who you be in 2 years?
Somebody completely different. And that's what I'm saying. Everybody's growing and evolving, and we might not grow and evolve at the same pace. The things that I believe today, I may refine my ideologies and what I believe in. And just because I refine my ideologies and what I believe in doesn't mean she will. And I've done that. When I made my transition in my life, I had women dedicated to that lifestyle. And when I tried to transition, they just couldn't get, some of them couldn't get with it. And because they couldn't get with it, we broke apart. So with anything in life, somebody might want to get religious. Somebody might not get with that. So you never know. So that's why I say,
well, I mean, that's life, bro. We're all individuals. Of course, we're all different.
Yeah.
It's 8 billion of us. None of us are the exact
same. I feel like trying to be with somebody forever is just a forced thing.
I don't feel like it's forced. I feel like it's peaceful.
Yeah.
Trying to meet a new bitch every day is kind of forced.
No. I get what you're saying.
Me going on Instagram on my Explore page, DM and everything all the time. It's kind of forced to
being in a long-lasting relationship for sure will make you more successful, because instead of having a bunch of moving parts, you really you're not spending your time chasing women, having sex with women, going on dinners with women. You would just with one woman, and you could be focused on what you're doing.
Yeah. Too many
No.
moving parts is always a bad thing.
No,
I in my life, I can't do too many moving parts. And certain people, guess what? That's why I'm my individual, and you may be you are your individual, and everybody else is too.
Yeah.
So with that, if somebody can handle the moving parts all the time, me personally, I can't. I like to be
Yeah.
able to know. All right, I got this person here. Man, I ain't gonna lie.
Don't you think it's a little disadvantageous to put all your eggs in one basket and to say, I'm gonna move as if me and this person are gonna be together forever?
I think if you have too many eggs in a basket, you don't value them.
But it's not in my control if we are or not.
I think if you have too many eggs in your basket, you don't value any egg in the basket because you have too many. But if I have one egg in my basket, I will make sure I don't drop that egg because it's the only egg I have.
And I would say, I think if you only have one egg in the basket, you'll overvalue an egg that's not that valuable. And I see a lot of dudes do it. They only.
No, man, it's about what's valuable to you, though, bro. It's about what's valuable to you, though, bro. And it's about really just locking in and chilling, because it's almost like Goldie speaking from a position of like, when things become less than ideal in a relationship, or no, he's more so speaking of a position of how fickle people could be and how somebody could how life can just drive people apart, right? Like people can literally just grow apart. He's saying to move in a way where that's never outside of consideration. The fact that you could grow apart from a person for a multitude of different reasons. So I respect his logic in that regard. However, it also can breed a person operating in a fear-based mindset when it comes to dating and relationships altogether. You know what I mean? And then also, like I always say, when you become a man who understands how to be attractive, you become a man of resource. Now that you have your pick of the litter, you do have a decision to make in regards to what type of man you want to be. And if you are a man who's just out here creating experiences, you don't get to pick, just like you don't get to pick how people may change and how people may grow apart. You also don't get to pick how people receive losing you after they've experienced you. So you may be something great for a woman or great to a woman or whatever the case may be. And then it's time for you to go have another experience or whatever you call it, right? But you don't get to choose how much trauma, pain, this, that, and the third that you leave on that woman. You don't get to choose that. You don't get to decide that. You don't. It's outside of your will, your realm of control. So he has to keep that in mind too, while he's saying like, nothing lasts forever and this, that, and the third. Like sometimes people be getting in situations that they understand gonna be temporary. Like he's very upfront. The woman might get into that situation understanding that it's gonna be temporary, and then she feel a little stronger than she necessarily even want to, because she can't necessarily control her emotions. And then when it's time for them to hit their expiration date or whatever and part ways, she didn't know she was gonna feel how she felt. She toe up. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the one thing with that. I say this. When it comes to that relationship stuff, if you're a person that's going to pursue monogamy and that's what it is, then you got to get yourself in the mindset of, I understand that this person could wake up tomorrow and change their mind. That's just life, right? I understand that part. I understand that piece of it. But I'm finna move and enjoy it. I'm finna move like today is all I have, because that's the truth. Every day. Every day that you give it is all that you have. You don't have tomorrow yet. It's not in your possession. It don't belong to you. Not guaranteed to you. Yesterday, over with. So every day, today is all you have. So when you're in a monogamous relationship and you want it to sustain for the rest of your life, I think how you get to end up being at the death do us part of it, or the rest of your life, or long-term longevity, I think you get to that point by focusing on today, each day. Like I was in a long-term relationship some years back. It was like, it lasted for some years or whatever. We was in a situation and I was talking to my cousin about like my mentality and shit. And I was just like, with the shit I've been through up to this point, I had took a little gap in relationships. I had took some space. So this was my first time locking back in a while. And this is a minute ago itself, right? And I was in that situation and I was telling my cousin about my mentality. I was like, shit, I'm just enjoying the day. Like, I know this shit could be over with any day. And he was like, damn, like, for real. I'm like, it don't gotta end at all, but I understand that it can. Like, I understand I've had it happen, so I know it's real. It's like, it's different when you experience stuff. That's why I don't respect when people try to diminish your POV down to like some who hurt you type shit, because it's truly different when you're reaching back to your own experiences. When you in a relationship and you dealing with somebody and they literally like just flip the script off nothing. Hey, I don't really want to do this no more. I couldn't really find the words to say it. I've been feeling like this for said amount of time. And now I'm just building up, you know, the courage to say it. I just don't want to do this no more. I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't do nothing wrong. You ain't do nothing wrong. It's just certain experiences that I want to have for myself, and this is limiting me from those experiences. And if you truly in love with that person who wake up and just change their mind on your ass, or at least they giving you the information that day, shit, you can't do nothing about it except eat that shit. You just got to eat that. You just got to eat that. Flat out. Like, so what he's speaking on is not like it's not a real thing. Like, motherfuckers literally, like, I know a guy who was married, and I won't say his name, of course, but I know a guy who was married. He was taking care of everything. His woman was a stay-at-home, you know, wife, taking care of his child and shit like that. And he was, you know, breadwinner, making good money, got a business on the side and a good corporate job, doing this thing. Man, that man said she literally woke up one day and was just like, I don't want to live the married lifestyle anymore. She said, it's not you. It's not the baby. It's not nothing you provide. It's nothing that you've done. I know you loyal. I've been loyal to you. I just no longer desire to live this lifestyle anymore. And divorced that man. Took him to the cleaners in court. And dude told me he was sitting on the toilet one day with the glicky in one hand and what he said and some pills in the other hand. And he was sitting there trying to decide which way he wanted to go. And the only thing that kept him alive was a phone call from his daughter. So y'all don't tell me that this don't happen. It does happen. So what Goldie's saying, he's not saying nothing crazy, but it's just like to take on the ideology of I'm just going to approach everything like it's temporary is not the resolution. I think that's what I'm getting around to. Like, that's not the fix either. Like, his perspective ain't the fix. His logic on point, but his resolution is ass. You know what I'm saying? Let's let them finish. It's only a few more seconds.
We have one woman, they don't even know how to catch women. So this woman who's not the best,
they're lames.
Don't talk to them the right way. So they're overvaluing this egg because it's the only one they got. But if you have multiple eggs in the basket and you know you could get a woman at any time, then you're going to make sure the standard of the egg is there.
Well, no.
Yeah. Great video, man. Shout out to Game God Goldie. I'll put his information in the edited version of this video in the description. But y'all go tap in with him and his platform. He got some good information, great life advice for men for sure, and for women who just want to understand like a rich man's POV. If y'all want to if y'all a woman who just desire to lock in a baller or a man of resources, I think his channel is a good channel for women to slide over to see how men like that think, so they can have an understanding of if whether or not that's what they really want or the type of person they need to become to secure that. But yeah, shout out to that, man. My last take on that reaction video is I think I pretty much gave it right before he finished up, so I'm not gonna harp on it too much, but I would just say that any man that's juggling women or constantly having women in and out of his life at a high frequency is generally an unfocused man. So, you know, y'all take that and do with that what y'all want. All right, so I'm excited. We're moving into the question of the day. The question of the day today. This one interesting because it's kind of loaded, but y'all know I'm not here to make nobody comfortable, and I'm all good with them taking their shots at me. So let's get into some real shit. Question of the day. Why should a man build himself up just to acquire an indifferent woman? Do modern women fall in love for real? Two-part question. Let's read it again. Why should a man build himself up just to acquire an indifferent woman? Do modern women fall in love for real? This is a great question. I like both parts of this question, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't necessarily care how I'm gonna be viewed. I'm not in the mood for like trying to over measure my words. So let's just talk, y'all. Why should a man build himself up just to acquire an indifferent woman? So let's break this question down. Is the modern woman, which is who we'd all be choosing from today, are they largely indifferent? If I had to answer that in short, yes or no, I would say yes. Modern women all over the internet, all over their timelines, all over their stories will express to you literally the definition of indifference, which is cool with it, cool without it. Your average modern woman will let you know that, you know, I would like a man on some shit like that, but will follow up with you on some, if I don't run into, you know, the man that I'm looking for or an ideal man, then you know, I'm cool without one. That's the general take that you get from the modern woman. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong, chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. I would love to have a conversation about where my POV is off at. And I don't have to be right. I'm here to crack the codes, not to be right 100% of the time. But looking at this question, why should a man build himself up just to acquire an indifferent woman? If a woman says to me, she desires a husband, let's say I'm on a date, and she says to me, you know, I'm dating with intention, so I'm looking to date somebody who's being intentional. And I say, I'm being intentional too. And I say, you know, what do you desire for your future? And she says that she desires a husband, but she provides me with the stipulation that, you know, only if he meets certain, you know, standards that she has and, you know, preferences that she has. And if she doesn't run into said man, then she's okay, you know, just doing what she been doing, taking care of herself and this, that, and the third. If I sit across from a woman that tells me in any way at all, and y'all please chime in, chat, if y'all in a space where y'all can contribute to the conversation, type it in. If you driving or on the road or whatever, thank you for being here. But y'all tell me if I'm crazy. But if I'm dating intentionally and looking for a wife, and a woman tells me in any wording, any paraphrase wording, in any way that she cool if she don't run into a husband, that's red flagged up. I'm cool. I'm good. That is literally indifference. Tell me I'm wrong. Let's go look up the book definition word of indifferent. Indifferent. Lack of interest or concern. Something that is indifferent is neither very good nor very bad, but rather unremarkable or mediocre. Definition number 3, this is the one we're referring to. In some contexts, indifferent can mean impartiality or neutrality, meaning someone has no bias or preference for one thing over another, right? So when a woman's like, yeah, I would like to be married, but if I don't meet the ideal guy, I'm cool being alone. If a woman tell me at all that she cool being alone, that's a red flag. There should be, you know what I'm saying? Trippy, shout out to Trippy. Trippy said, just found out about your channel today. I had to subscribe. I love how you explain things. Shout out to Trippy. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for locking in. We're going to crack these codes. I'm happy that you're here. I'm just looking for my tribe. You know what I'm saying? Spread the word. But yeah, so a lot of the modern women are indifferent. I'm not indifferent about ending up with a woman. Most men I know are not indifferent about ending up with a woman. When you ask them about their desires, there is no extra piece on the end that says, should I not find this, that, or the third, then I'm just cool without a wife. We're not adding that part. We're not adding that part. I'm looking for me a wife. Should I give me a wife? If that's what that man desires. You know, men, we very clear, direct. We made a choice. We're not indifferent about women. They say we hate women on the internet, and that shit sound good, but it's not true. We're not indifferent at all. We want women. And listen, and the reason why I'm gonna add to this while I'm on the question of the day, but the reason why a lot of times sisters get mad at black men who end up dating outside their race for announcing why and saying like what was wrong with black women and why they ended up outside their race, what you're hearing is his resentment because he wanted a sister. The qualities, the characteristics, the treatment, the behavior, the love, the nurturing that he's getting from this woman who is non-black that he ended up with, he tried for years. I guarantee you I wish we could study this shit and prove I'm right. I guarantee you most men, black men that end up with a non-black woman wanted a sister. They may not tell you because they married out of respect for their marriage, but they wanted a sister. And so why black women be like, I don't care if a black man go with a non-black woman. Why he got to say something about black women while he do it? Because he has resentment in his heart because he wanted one of y'all. He just could not find one that act right. And I'm not saying no black women act right. I'm just saying the hunt for one can be taxing when you can just go pick out the pool of, you know, another ethnicity. And by and large, culturally, you're going to get a better experience as a man. Don't nobody want to hear it. Don't nobody want to discuss the truth. So that also means nobody wants to fix it. Y'all let me know when I stop cooking. But right now the stove up. Trippy said, having someone who needs a man lets you know that she will fight for the relationship when things are bad. 1,000,000%. Anytime a woman tell me she cool being alone, I know you'll leave. I know that you'll leave. I'm not marrying a woman who's talking to me about exits. If you ask a woman before you marry her, ask her hypothetically, what said things would cause you to leave our marriage? Before you marry her, ask her. If her list longer than one or two things, that's not even a wife. Not your wife. It's not a wife. She's not fit to be a wife. She doesn't have a mentality that is conducive to longevity. Same thing goes for a man. Woman asks a man, what things hypothetically could occur that would cause you to leave the marriage? And he has a list of things longer than one or two. He's not fit to be a husband. He does not have a mentality that is conducive to longevity. That's just what it is. Y'all gonna crumble at some point. All the water got to do is just get a little too rocky, and you're gonna get off the boat. You telling me? You telling me? So, and that goes back to yesterday when I talked about the silent shot clock. When shit get rough, that shot clock turn on. A lot of times when a relationship get rough, depending on what's causing the turbulence, fellas, we on the silent shot clock. Tell me I'm lying. All right, we need to get this shit fixed before her grace runs out. And every woman's level of grace is different. But by the time her grace run out, if y'all haven't fixed said thing, her ass hitting the dough on average. That is the modern woman's mentality based on the things I hear the modern woman say. Not my opinion, not some shit I'm pulling out my ass, none of that. That's the modern woman's mentality based on what I hear modern women say. I will leave your ass is the thought process. So the question of the day, why should a man build himself up just to acquire an indifferent woman? The answer is he shouldn't. The answer is he shouldn't. Shout out Souls of Thought, man. Shout out Trippy. Trippy said 1,000% correct. If he didn't want a black woman to begin with, most likely his family is the reason why he wanted to look somewhere else. Facts. Or the neighborhood he grew up in. Some dudes just be from like rich neighborhoods, mostly white neighborhoods. They was the black kid in school their whole life, and all they known is white girls. You know what I'm saying? Souls of Thought 333 in the chat. If everybody with me, what's up? Souls of Thought said listening and driving. My boy, don't hurt yourself now. Snowfall. Why you say snowfall? Well, yeah, you know, so yes, the answer to the first part of the question of the day, why should a man build himself up just to acquire an indifferent woman? He shouldn't. I think that once you build yourself up, I think you should be patient through your process. If you don't have a queen that was shooting in the gym with you and you out here at the top of your mountain, whatever that looks like, and now you shopping for wifey, first off, date her like you middle class. If your resources is up high, date her like you middle class. Don't let her know you got money. Find you a woman that really, really love your dirty draws for real, and then let her know you got some shit. Because a woman ain't never gonna get mad at you after she already in love with you, and then she find out you got more money than she thought. It's the Prince Hakeem effect. Just follow Coming to America. Date her like you work at McDonald's or some shit. If she love you and she think you work at a drive-through, she the one. Now you can let her know it's a bag. Now you can let her know we got a bag. Oh shit, we got a bag? Yeah, we got a bag. Oh shit. I was ready to grind it out. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna get mad. That's one omission that she'd be happy, you know, to find out was a thing. Trippy says, I was talking to my girlfriend. What vows mean? I believe that they do not mean anything in today's time. No, they don't. Most people don't even say the traditional vows anymore. He said white women. Oh, yeah. I feel you. Metaphorically, yeah. But most people don't even take traditional vows no more. They make up vows. They be up there saying poems and all type of shit. Most people don't even say the regular vows. They not listen. They motherfuckers. This ain't no secret, y'all. What we talking about? This ain't no secret. They telling us. Again, this ain't even me talking about how I feel. I'll let y'all know when I'm giving my opinion. I'm telling y'all what I literally see on the internet. You got a whole bunch of modern women that's telling us, hey, these are the reasons why I will leave your ass. And just know it's about 5 to 10 of them. I will leave your ass. They letting you know, G, they got an infatuation with the streets. That's why I always say date women with low body counts. Because obviously when you a grown ass man, when you hitting 30 and you meeting a chick that only got 3 bodies on her, 4 bodies on her, and you can tell she not lying about it because y'all not even having a body count conversation. She telling you about how her 20s went. And her stories is some shit like, well, yeah, I had a boyfriend from the time I graduated, you know, from my sophomore year in college until I was 25. That gap is accounted for. 20 to 25 accounted for. No sleeping around, just catching 1D, right? We broke up. You know, I had a little dude in between there or whatever, situationship. That's 2, right? You could just listen to them. You don't got to ask about the body counts. Women who got high body counts, they tell you through conversation. They be like, every time you bring up some relationship shit, they got an example for it. I mean, I've dated guys who, this is how they tell you they got high body counts. Tell me if this sounds like familiar language. The conversation going on the podcast, then the woman be like, yeah, I've dated guys who were rich. I dated guys who were broke. I dated guys who was in between. You know, I tried older guys. I tried younger guys. How many niggas you tried? How many niggas have you tried? Every dude we bring up, you've tried. It's a Baskin Robbins or not. But if you say something, you hate them. Sound like you hate yourself when you just throw your body around. But if I say that, I hate them. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So this is the place where we get to be real. And that, like I told y'all before I started on this question today, I'm not in the mood today to be measuring my words. I'm just talking. So y'all gonna get this shit raw, no puffy. You know what I mean? But yeah, the second part of this question is, do modern women fall in love for real? Some of them. The answer to that is some of them. What percentage of them it is, we cannot calculate it. We cannot quantify it. But if I had to take the over under, I'm definitely going to say the minority. And part of it is biological, right? Because women believe in liberation and they believe in having a little bit of time frame and a window in their life where they can do what they want with their box, and they sleep around a little bit. They don't understand the concept of soul ties until it's too late, till they got 15 of them, 20 of them. They don't understand all that shit until it's later on, and then they try to spiritually cleanse. But the problem with doing all them dicks is you can't undo the dicks. That be the issue. And that's why niggas like us be on the internet like, hey, slow down. Because one day, one of us want to wife y'all, and you are outside telling each other it's okay to partake in behaviors that are going to make you unwifeable later. Men want a wife they could be proud of. I can't stress that enough. Men don't just want a wife, they want a wife they could be proud of. All the dudes that say shit like, you know, I don't care nothing about a woman past. She with me now. Them niggas ain't talking about making you no wife. Them dudes talking about the next thing. The dudes that say that, they're not talking about dating with intention to make a woman a wife. I don't care nothing about her past. She with me now. That's a temporary mindset. That's a dude that's just having some fun with a woman. A man that's talking about looking for a wife, he do care about your past. He absolutely care about your past. And the men that truly don't care about a past of a woman that he's considering to make his wife is a man who don't have a certain level of respect for himself. Let me know when I'm with all that. Let me know when I'm off. Correct me, help me. Let's crack the codes. Let me know when I'm off, y'all. Trippy said, my girlfriend did not want to have kids until I told her it was a deal breaker, and she changed her mind for me. Should I be on the lookout for this? Well, yeah, because this is the thing. She's going to go through a lot to have that kid for you, right? She got to go through a full pregnancy for you. We don't know what that's going to consist of and how her body's going to take to pregnancy. The pregnancy is going to change her body. There could be resentment harbored for the fact of the way that the pregnancy may or may not change her body. On top of that, raising that child is going to be very difficult. So you're going to have to be super dad, because the more laborious it becomes for her, the more resentment that she will harbor, whether it be consciously, unconsciously, overtly, or covertly. She will develop resentment, because having a baby is a huge thing to compromise on for another person. It's a really big thing. You know what I'm saying? Should you be on the lookout? I'm not going to say yes because I don't know your girl. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to just say yes, because the truth is, and I always preach this on my channel, though we talk about the majority of what the masses are doing, I always acknowledge that there are diamonds in the rough, and somebody does hit the lottery every day. So you have to keep in mind that you could be in front of a gold nugget. You know what I mean? A lot of times people can't find their glasses because they got them on their face. You see what I'm saying? They looking everywhere for their glasses. You be like, hey, did you try the mirror? They look in the mirror like, damn, I got them on. I got a line in one of my songs, War Juice. Y'all can see the video on my channel, the song War Juice. I did a freestyle and I said, diamond in the rough next to you, and you still looking around trying to find it. Sometimes you do have that special one. So, but it's up to you to vet properly and understand whether or not that's the case. But kids, that's a big one to be out of alignment on, champ. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's a big one to be out of alignment on. And even though she's willing to compromise for you, that does speak to how much she loves you for sure. That definitely speaks to how much she loves you for sure. But I would just say, be prepared to be dad of the year, bro. Make it light on her. That's a big thing for a woman to give you. It's a gift for sure from God, and that's a big thing for her to compromise on. I would say try to make it light on her. That's gonna be the best way to keep shit out of disarray. But they're gonna be emotional anyway, bro. You just gotta pick, you know what I'm saying, which beefs you want to have. But yeah, do modern women fall in love for real? As a majority, I'm gonna say no. But like I said, there's always diamonds in the rough. We're gonna move off of the question of the day, man. That was a damn good one, and I was super happy to talk about it. So we've only gotten through 2 segments, and we're sitting at 50 minutes. So that lets me know how talkative I am today. We're gonna move into the story time. And then we got the code language, which is real special to me. So we're going to get to that too. But right now, the story time, we got to head over to the wonderful world of TikTok. Y'all know how we do over there. And today we're going to do a story time with a gentleman. Normally the story times have been women. I have not, again, y'all know I do authentic reactions. So I have not watched this in its entirety. I probably seen 10 seconds of this. And I said, all right, we're going to roll with it. So hopefully this don't have no part 2 or nothing like that. And we just going to see what he's talking about and react organically. Let's go.
And don't judge me, but I don't take females out on dates. Like, that's just something I don't do. Like, I gotta really like you for me to take you out on a date. You feel me? But I do got a reason why I don't take females out on a date. So there was this one girl. She was like bad as fuck, fine, like body, face, mean, everything. So I had DM'd her. Boom, I kept DMing her, kept commenting on her story and everything. And she finally replied to me. So she finally replied to me, like, we busting it up in the DM and everything. I'm talking to her. I'm like, yeah, I gotta take you out. Let's go out. This and that. She's like, all right, cool. How we gonna do that? Next day she texts me and she like, oh, pay for my hair. I'm like, how much your hair? She said $275. I'm like, all right, cool.
No, fellas, we got one. We got one, big homie. I hate to have to do this to bro. No. Everything wrong with this. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Everything wrong with this. Said he seen Shorty on IG. Let's start this from the top. This dude ain't had no uncle or the dad or a grandson. Ain't nobody get this dude the game. He's literally done everything wrong. And we 40 seconds in. Let's go from the top, chat. Jesus.
So listen, right? And don't judge me, but I don't take females out on dates. Like, that's just something I don't do. Like, I gotta really like you for me to take you out on a date. You feel me? But I do got a reason why I don't take females out on a date. So there was this one girl. She was like bad as fuck, fine, like body, face, mean, everything. So I had DM'd her. Boom, I kept DMing her, kept commenting on her story and everything. And she finally replied to me. So she finally replied to me, like, we busting it up in the DM and everything. I'm talking to her. I'm like, yeah, I gotta take you out. Let's go out. This and that. She's like, all right, cool. How we gonna do that? Next day she texts me and she like, oh, pay for my hair. I'm like, how much your hair?
No, stop. All right, let's point out all the mistakes. And we see where this going. This is going to be bad. This video is 6 minutes and 44 seconds. This is going to be bad, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of those videos where we learn what not to do. Yes. Let's go into education mode. Professor class at your services. Listen to me. Any woman who you got to talk to yourself in her DM to get her to respond, that ain't it, champ. First off, I'm never sending more than 2 DMs without a response. Period. In the second one, probably a correction of a typo. Nigga, I'm never sending more than 2 DMs without a response. That's first. Second, if I hit her with 2 DMs and she don't respond within, I'ma say 6 hours. If I'm in my phone, 6 hours. But if I ain't in my phone like that and I'm busy, you got 24 hours. You don't respond to my DM with the 24 hours, I'm unsending that shit, unfollowing your ass, and I'm no longer. It's over with. It's over with. I never was here. This shit over with. Is you crazy? Niggas got to have respect for themselves. Then the niggas, he admitted to us, talking about don't judge me. No. I'm judging you for sure. I'm judging you. Yeah, no. I'm judging you. You shouldn't have came on TikTok with this one, dog. Then after she finally responded to you, and when you get a response, the next day she asks you to pay for some shit. You ain't been out with her. You ain't spent no time with her. You ain't got no energy with her. You ain't got no phone call with her. He ain't said nothing about FaceTiming with her. He ain't got nothing from her. And she talking about, can you pay for it? So I don't care if she asks you to buy a bag of Cheeto Puffs. Invest for what? This dude a sucker, and she knew she had a fish on the line. She knew she had one on the line. When she told you, when she asked you to pay for her hair, and you responded how much, I knew which way this was going. I don't need to know how much. I'm not paying for shit. Your hair could cost $10. I don't know you. I just got in your, first off, I had to DM you for a month. Now you want some money? Man, come on, man. Come on, man. I got a nigga named Rory in New York with a bridge for sale. Fuck out of here, man. Let's go, chat.
Said $275. I'm like, all right, cool. And let's keep in mind, that's $275, I'm down. So when I'm saying I'm down, y'all gonna understand why. I'm down $275. Cool. She go get her hair done. She get there, I guess she got late. So now she texts me like, oh, it's a late fee. The late fee $50. Can you pay it? I'm like, all right, cool, fuck it. I sent her the $50. So I now think I'm down like, what, that's like $325, $300. So I sent her the $50, and then after I sent her the $50, boom, the night come, we supposed to be going out on a date. Now, mind you, we had to be there, I think, we had to be to the place at like 8:30, right?
No. Oh, we got comments. I gotta let y'all speak. Trippy said, I gotta FaceTime you and converse with someone for at least a week before I take them on a date, and it'll never be an expensive date for sure. If they not talking to me every day, it's a no. Facts. You gotta like me back. I ain't chasing nothing. I promise you I ain't chasing nothing. I was a side dude at some point trying to take her from her man, so I had to learn all this the hard way. Oh yeah, we all been there, dog. We all been in different situations where we had to learn this shit the hard way for sure. Like the fucking nature. I've discussed this in my content. We've all as men had to learn the nature of the woman through experience in one way or the other. All of us had. Ain't no way around that shit, bro. Ain't no way around it. But this dude right here, he damn near deserved what he getting. Bro, first off, you over had to DM her just to get a response. That's all in the door already. The way my self-respect set up, I'm not over nothing. I don't even slide in DMs. What am I talking about? Not with no real shot, a legitimate shot. I'm not sliding no DMs for no legitimate shot. Shorty, matter of fact, call my bluff. If I jade down on you in a DM with a legit shot, a real shot, post my shit, screenshot me, put classic on the streets. Crazy as hell. That's already off rip, fucked up. And then you spending bread. He's talking about, oh yeah, her hair $270. What is this y'all doing paying for females' hair for them to come outside with you? You don't like me back? You supposed to go get yourself right to come see me. You not excited to see me? I got to get you ready to come to. Man, hell no. And the first thing, this dude has first baddie syndrome badge. Y'all go check out my video on first baddie syndrome. This is first baddie syndrome. First thing he started with, chick on Instagram. She was bad as fuck, y'all. Man, so, man, you can keep your 10. Give me a 6 that love me. Give me a 6 that think I'm Chris Brown. Give me a 5 that treat me like Usher dangling a cherry at the concert. Give me a 5 that look at me like that. Fuck them 10s. Straight up. 10s be underdeveloped emotionally, psychologically. Everything in their life been about them being cute and shit. Them 10s have to, man, majority of 10s don't even have no personality. And then the ones that do decide to be educated and have a brain, they overcompensate for looking good and being smart. They end up like Melissa Ford. Bad, using big words, getting old, and being alone. Y'all tell me when I start capping, man. Trippy said, the woman is already given liability. If she's asking money so early, it's definitely something she's used to doing. In fact, she used to doing it. On top of she used to doing it, she know who the squares is. She know who the suckers is. She saw this man as a mark. I damn near don't even want to get through this video. Sometimes I'll be doing reactions every now and again, and the shit be making my stomach hurt, and I just stop mid-video. But we gonna hear this guy out. For y'all, I'm sick of this dude. Because he gonna be the example that they use when they sit on their podcast and be like, girl, I done had niggas buy me Louis Vuitton and they never had to give them no cat. I promise you that. Oop, oop, oop. And then they start clicking their fucking nails and shit. What's the shit they be doing? This shit right here. All this dumb shit. Yeah, man. It's this guy. You are not a member of our brotherhood. Listen to him. Come on.
She I get down there. We in Center City. The place in Center City. So I get down there. I can't find her. I'm like, where's she? I'm calling her. I'm not getting no answer or nothing. So now I'm like, I ain't mad, but I'm like, damn, I was expecting this. Like, all right, cool, it's whatever. I'm about to dip back home. As I'm driving back home, she called me like, oh, you where you at? That's why I'm be like, niggas take me out. I live right across the street from the place. This is that I'm here now. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, calm down. Like, she start popping. I'm like, calm down. I'm gonna come back. Boom, I go back, right? I go in there. She already got a tab open on shots. So I'm like, all right, cool, like whatever. Boom. I get a couple shots. She get a couple more shots. So like not like 5 or 10 minutes into us getting shots and shit, it was like about three bulls, like 4 girls. Like 2 of the bulls, she knew them. So she called them over there, and they was cool. They wasn't on no, like, you feel me, hostile, none of that, rah, all type. Shook my hand, said, what's up, bro, all that. I mean, it was respectful on both sides. So she's like, oh yeah, get some shots with us. So now in my mind, I'm like, oh, like, who about to be paying for this? Because, like, you got me paying shots for other dudes. Like, what? Well, we not on that. So I end up somehow, like, they sat there, they took a couple shots, boom. We get a couple more shots. After that's over, the bill like 180 off shots. I pay it. I'm like, all right, cool. Pay the 180 off shots. So now we get to bowling. Now, me, I know how I bowl. I'm real competitive.
No, we're not going. We're going home. We're going home. Bowling. What percentage of men do you think are simps or have strong simp tendencies? I'm gonna do that at chat Q&A at the end. I got you. Pin that question for me, Trippy. We're gonna do that chat Q&A at the end. I got you on that. Bowling, we going to the crib. I spent $275 on your hair, $50 on a late fee. Went to the bar, bought shots for me, you, and a group of motherfuckers I don't even know. I'm clapping cheeks. Bowling what? Only balls you need to be worried about is these. Bowling, man, listen, man. That's why fathers are important. Ain't no way this man know his daddy. Hey, he said don't judge. I'm making assumptions and everything. I'm breaking all my rules. Ain't no way this man know his father. How on earth is you getting got like this, bro? You damn near 500 bones in, ain't touched nothing. Man, before that tab came out, I had to get a kiss on the lips or something. Let me know it's up there. She calling people over, talking about get them some shots too. Man, this ain't no AT. I almost cussed, man. Hold on, let's go. Almost, man. Listen, this shit triggering me.
Like, I know how I bowl, so like I'm not going on a date. I'm still not going, go easy on you. So we bowling, boom, like score like 161 and like I think like 60 something, 50 something. She mad. I don't want to bowl no more. It's making my nails hurt. This, that, da. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Boom. Like we sit there for like 10 more minutes, and we just both on our phones. So I'm like, all right, well, let's go do something else. She's like, all right, I want to go out. I'm like, all right, cool. It's this place called Cleopatra down South Street. We go down Cleopatra. Now, mind you, it's bring your own bottle. So I had bottles at the crib, so I Ubered 2 bottles to me. It was dark Casamigos. I ordered the 2 bottles to me to the club. Boom, we get in. It's $40 to get in. I paid the 40 for both of us, so that's 80. I'm down like probably 6 times already. Like, so we get in there or whatever. She like, oh, I don't like Casamigos. I don't want Casamigos. I want Don Julio. Now, mind you, the place that we went to, my brother was there because it was his birthday. He was there with his girl. So they got the Don Julio or whatever. So now my brother, they got 2 Don Julio bottles. I got 2 Casamigo bottles. She don't want to drink the Casamigos. She want the Don. So my bro, like, he like, all right, like, give her some shots. So they give her like, I think like 4 shots out of the Don Julio bottle. Boom. She drink the shot. I want more. Like, she literally like, oh, I need some more. That ain't nothing. That ain't gonna turn me up. That ain't gonna get me lit. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, okay. So now I know it's a bring your own bottle, but I know they got bottles in the back. So I tell the boy that own, I'm like, yo, bro, like, I need a bottle. Like, what you got? He like, I got Dime, but it's gonna cost you $250. I'm like, $250? I'm like, damn, all right, bet. I'll pay the $250 for the bottle.
Bet. Man, hold on, man. Flag on the play, gang. Flag, this dude damn near down $1,000, bro. On some pussy he ain't gonna get. I'm sick for him. I'm sick. This the most expensive. That's one thing I'm proud of, damn it. we all been got in different ways. I never been got for my bread by no female. I never been got for no money by no female. Never. I had a female one time try to hit me on some, like, ooh, the lights and shit, it's gonna be dark. Huh! What up, man? Is you stupid or stupid? Man, hell no. Bruh, I'm going to the comments, G. I need to take a break from listening to this, G. Today's not the day. Today is not my day, dog. This story got me really stressing on his behalf. This nigga must be using his credit card. Bro, you finna spend 1,000 cash on shorty? Cash? Out the checking. I don't care. I'm the type of person, I'm from humble beginnings. I'm from the hood. Know what it's like to have some money. Know what it's like not to have no money. $1,000 still $1,000 for everybody. Bro, you blowing a stack. Why? Because she cute? And then this is a busser. It's a busser. You show up to the bar. She already got a tab open, killing shots. Y'all already been drinking crazy. Y'all go bowling. I'm sure y'all probably had some drinks at bowling. Then you go to this other spot and she's still knocking back 3, 4, 5 shots. This chick is drinking like a fish and she's still not lit. What's her tolerance? How often do you do this? What type of lifestyle do you... Bro, I got so many questions, bro. It's killing me, Smalls. All right. Trippy said, at some point, I can't even feel sad for this man. I was down bad, but I wasn't in the depth of hell. She better have been prime knee along Megan Good. It don't matter what she look like. It don't matter what she look like. Name your favorite. It don't matter what she look like. He shouldn't be getting got like this. I don't care who it was in their prime. I don't care. Out of the checking, overdraft fees about to hurt. When he checking the 8, come on, dog. We grown, dog. This man, I know he got bills. He sound like he stay on the east. He sound like he from Philadelphia or some shit. Rent ain't cheap out there, bro. You finna spend 1,000 cash on a joint? Just one night? Hey, man, social media got y'all fucked up, man. Social media really got you. Listen, the man unless he got a trade industry job, he not corporate America. He ain't running it up no bag with all this tatted. All this shit tatted. All this here tatted. So he not in corporate. Y'all see when my tattoo stopped, right? I was in corporate. My tattoo stopped right where a tie started at. Goddamn it. Yeah. We know it when we see it, man. This dude, hey, sucker of the year. Let's continue.
When I tell you, like, bro, 15 minutes in from me getting the bottle, bro, she drunk the whole bottle and still wanted more. Now she a little, like, lit. She a little tore out of her mind a little bit, right? So he's sitting there drinking. So now I'm like, she told me I want hookah. So I ain't even gonna lie. Now I'm on the type tip, like, yo, it's like 1 now. I'm like, when we about to go to the crib? Like, this, that. You feel me? So I run to the bathroom real quick to check my pockets. Because I'm like, I gotta make sure I got enough bread on me. She has all this stuff. Cool. I go to the bathroom. Now, mind you, I am a little on to myself, but, like, I'm making sure, I'm aware of everything. Something tell me, like, go back out there. Like, count your money and go back out there. Hurry up. I go back out there. She nowhere to be found. She gone. So I go to my brother. I'm like, yo, like, where she go? Where little girlie go? He like, she walked outside, walked that way. I don't know where she at. I'm like, all right, cool. So now I walk out of the little lounge club joint, Cleopatra. I'm like, yo, like, we on South Street boundary. She like 3 blocks down. So like, I'm screaming, there's nobody out there. I'm like,
bro, you chasing her? You chasing her. He's chasing her. Come on, y'all. Let's get through this shit, man.
Yo, where you going? She come all the way back. She like, oh, I'm just not feeling it. Your folks being weird. Like, I'm just ain't feeling it. I'm gonna go home. I'm like, home? You about to go home, and I just damn near spent almost a stack on you in one night. And you not about to, like, you feel me? Like, you ain't gonna give me nothing. I'm like, damn, no. I'm like, no, we gonna go to my crib. You ain't gotta go home. She, no, I'm just not feeling it. Like, this is nothing my vibe. Like, I'm better than this, and like I'm gonna just go home. I'm not feeling it, bro. Like, moreover of the story, that's why I don't take females out, because of stuff like that. And I ain't even saying like I'm on, like, it just depends. If me and her was on that was the plan. You feel me? And she did that, so I'm like, oh yeah, no, like never again.
Nah, nowhere,
So
nowhere.
listen, right?
Nah, no, I can't listen. I can't listen. I don't want to listen. You done talking, bro. You done talking, bro. I'm sick of this guy. I'm sick of this guy. I'm going to the comments, man. I'm sick of this dude. Souls of Thought said, this why men crashing out. Listen, who's wrong? Who's wrong? Is this woman wrong for taking advantage of this guy? Or is this guy wrong for being a sucker? Who's wrong? There's no way on God's green earth, bro. He talking about, listen, he just told us a 7-minute story. Nowhere in his story did he indicate that him and her had any plans of smashing it out. Nowhere in his story did he indicate that. Now he gonna say at the very end, me and her, we were supposed to be on that. No, y'all wasn't. No, y'all wasn't. Last time I checked, when me and a female supposed to be on that, we not going out at all. We not even starting out outside. Just come to the crib. What are we going out for? Let's get to it. You need me to warm up the engine? I'll warm it up when you get here. We ain't warming it up at no restaurant. That's what on that look like. And if you smart, that's why I hope this dude younger than he look. I hope this dude is younger than he looks, because he looked too old to not have had already learned this. Dog, you do not get a woman. Y'all listen to me now. I'm talking to the audience now. And not for the people that know, the people that might rewatch this that don't know. If you know, don't take it as nothing. I ain't preaching to the choir. But for the people that don't know, fellas, young brothers that's watching I got some YNs watch my shit. Never go get a woman alcohol lit to try to secure intercourse. Never get a woman lit on alcohol to try to secure intercourse. Ever in your life. Because that's how you end up in a situation where she voluntarily give it to you. You know it and she know it, and she wake up in the morning feeling bad about it, change her mind and call it something that it wasn't, and you fighting for your life in a courthouse. So I would never, I don't even drink. So I would never get a woman lit off alcohol and then try to smash. It's not happening. It's not happening. You're not going to wake up tomorrow acting like your memory funny. No, not on me. Absolutely not. Y'all niggas must ain't go to college. Seen too many fall. Trippy said, should have just went to the strip club. No cap. Speaking sex work, do you think things would be better for simps if prostitution was legal? Let's talk about that. Let's go straight into chat Q&A, man. Trippy's ready. We'll come to the code language last. Let's go straight into chat Q&A. Chat Q&A. Let me get that ready for y'all, man. Let's go straight into it, chat. Because Trippy ready, man. He got questions for me, and I want to answer them too. So we're gonna move just like that. Chat Q&A. So let's go back up to your first question, though. Trippy, you asked me something else. Hold on. Here we go. So the first question was, what percentage of men do you think are simps or have strong simp tendencies? These days, I think the percentage of men that are simps or have strong simp tendencies, it matches the number of men raised by single moms that didn't turn out gay. I think there's, amongst men who have strong relationships with their fathers, an uncle, or a grandfather, amongst those men, it's the minority of men that are simps. Those are still the remaining alphas and sigma males. You know what I'm saying? Omega males, everything but the betas, right? And then you have the men who were raised around nothing but femininity. Their mother, they had 5 sisters, grandma, this, that, and the third, and they grow up, end up talking like a male version of a grandmother. A good example is like Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp talked like a grandmom. He just happened to be a swole-ass black man. But he talks like a grandmother because he was raised by his grandmother. So, I mean, I think it's fair. But yeah, I think the number of simps and people with simp tendencies is somewhere really, really close to the number of men raised by just women who didn't turn out to be gay. If I'm just being blunt with you. I don't know what that number is, but whatever that number is, it's in alignment with that shit. For sure. Dads normally teach sons the harsh truths that come with manhood very, very in a very, very timely manner. Like I know my father kept me from going through certain things just with a couple simple conversations. You go out into the field, you're gonna catch a pop fly. Everything is not avoidable, but you can avoid some shit by just listening if you got the influence around you. But a lot of people don't have it around them no more. All right, so we answered that one. Let me scroll back and catch up. He said, damn, so more than 50% of the black community. You wild. Is that what the percentage add up to? If that's what it is, that's what it is. If that's what it is, that's what it is. I mean, how many women have stories where and they listen, And some of the women that do what this woman did in the story time video where she took advantage of this gentleman, a lot of those women that are like that, they'll brag about this type of shit like it's not evil. They'll brag about it like it isn't evil. That shit is evil. Just because you see a mark and you can take advantage of somebody don't mean you should. That shit for a female to be a 10 or a 9 in beauty and see a man who is operating in a naive space. He don't know no better. And to see him and see what you're capable of doing and to go through with it, it's the same as people robbing grandmas in the hood, kicking in the doors of the elderly. It's the same. You taking advantage of somebody who can't protect themselves. That's evil. Let's call that shit what it is. That shit is evil. But they'll brag about it like it's okay. That shit not okay. And it's not even funny. Like watching that video really disturbed me. I'm going to burn some sage when I get off here with y'all. Why dude get got like that? And then he admitted during the date he had to go check his pockets, which lets you know, nigga running low. He running on fumes, bro. You ain't even got the money you spending on her, bro. And she wait for you to go to the bathroom to leave? Nah. Wild work, bro. Wild work. That's crazy, though. All right, other question. Trippy said that he should have just went to the strip club, no cap. Speaking of sex work, do you think things would be better for simps if prostitution was legal? I think things would be better for men and women in the country if you could just go through a brothel. If you could just go to a brothel and just pay for it. I think it would make things better for, I think it would bring down the SA rates. The cases of that will go down significantly, I believe, because you'd have less people that need to run out and go hit somebody over the head or drop something in somebody's drink. You'd have a lot less of that, right? It wouldn't be necessary. The same time and energy and money that you spend in trying to do all that, you could just pull up to the little brothel, pick one like a buffet, pick two if you got it, and go have a ball. You know what I'm saying? I think that would help a lot of people. And then as far as the women who work in those fields, they can do it with some security and some safety behind them, right? Some protocols as far as health is concerned. Also just like I said, with some security, some actual, like, you know, big buff dudes with firearms and things like that to secure this establishment and make sure that nothing's going too far left and everything's going right. You know, I think that legalizing it would benefit a lot in society. I think it would make the streets a lot safer in regards to certain types of criminals. Now, is it in alignment with the government and how our governmental system technically says that they were built around the premise and the concepts of Christianity? It wouldn't be in alignment, right? It wouldn't be in alignment. But when has our government ever needed anything to make sense to do it? So, yeah, I think that it would be super beneficial. I always have. Would I participate? No. I'm not paying for box. You know, God gave me handsome. God gave me handsome. So I don't have to do that. But for the people who are less fortunate and, you know, coming and acquiring a woman in the wild is significantly difficult for them, I feel like those women those men definitely need some place to go other than, you know, trying to grab somebody and tie them up somewhere. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm with all that. Any other questions for the question of the day, though? I appreciate those, Trippy. Definitely dope questions. Definitely dope questions. All right, we're going to move into the code language conversation, which I'm super excited to talk about, man. Black sheep versus validation is the code language for the day. Black sheep versus validation. So with the code language, I always start off with the definition. But for this one, I'm going to go to Urban Dictionary and not the book definition of the black sheep, because the book definition of the black sheep isn't in alignment with what I'm talking about. So on Urban Dictionary, the term black sheep is a term used to describe someone who feels left out in a family, basically the outcasts of the family because they choose to do other things than live up to their parents' standards. An example was my sisters are so successful. One is a doctor, the other is an engineer, but I'm the black sheep. My parents hate me sometimes because I get pretty bad grades, right? So that's just an example. So in the code language conversation, discussing black sheep versus validation, first and foremost, being a black sheep myself, I'm not one who is like an outcast in my family, but I am like a lot of times when you're a black sheep, you're not always outcast. You could be, but not always. My family is actually very like loving and stuff. They just don't, you know, like most black families, motherfuckers learning on the job. So they may not necessarily go about expressing everything in all the right ways. But a lot of times when you're a black sheep in your family or even amongst your peer groups or even socially a black sheep, right? If you are a black sheep, it's probably because you're a chosen one. 9 times out of 10 is because you're special. If you're listening to the rhetoric in this particular code language and it feels like you don't understand what I'm talking about or it's going over your head, it is because you are not a black sheep and you shouldn't understand what I'm talking about. This code language is esoteric. So for the people who are black sheeps and the people who have always been seen as weird, the people who have been seen as like odd, right? The people who are socially normally some level of awkward, or come off as like inept, but they're actually brilliant. These people are the chosen ones. Everybody here has purpose, but everybody here does not have a mission or an assignment. Some people here are on assignment. Again, if you stop being able to follow me, it's because I'm not talking to you. You know what I'm saying? This is for people who get it. I'm speaking from that position. I can't say too much because I know my assignment and I know who and what I really am. A lot of people feel that all humans are the same. They never have been. A lot of people feel and taught that all humans are created equal. They never have been. A lot of people think that all humans that they see are just humans and they never have been. So again, if you are a black sheep, you probably, if you have not already located your purpose and then found your assignment, you probably want to start there. But you are not a weirdo. You're not weird. You're not odd. You're not strange. And to most black sheep, the white sheep are weird. Like all my life, I was treated like I was different, but I always looked at all the normal people as weird. Like I'm weird to y'all, y'all weird to me. It was always that energy. But I always knew, and all black sheep don't know this, which is why this code language is something that I'm grateful that I came up with and to do for the day, and that it will be in existence on platforms for the rest of forever for people to find. But all black sheep don't know that they're special. They don't know that they're chosen. They don't know that they're unique. They don't have their memory come back to them from what their assignment is. This shit get deep. So follow me. The worst thing you could do as a black sheep is insert yourself into society, seek validation, and try to seek the appearance of normalcy. If blending in is not a part of your assignment, if blending in is not a part of your purpose, it is not in your best interest to seek to do so. Validation is so harmful to black sheep. Most black sheeps will not fit in at regular traditional day jobs. They will not fit into regular social constructs on a regular basis. They will start to have social fatigue. When your mission is to be a shepherd, you will not fit in with the flock. Even if you try, it will never work. You will hit barrier after barrier after barrier. You will keep getting reset and your shit will be cyclical until you figure it out. So I'm talking to the people that's actually chosen. And let me give it to you in a religious text. Anointed. You have an anointing on your life. They say that to everybody. I'm here to tell y'all it's never been everybody. In all of human history, the vast majority of the population of the planet have been the sheep. There has always been a small percentage of people who are in leadership in the corners of the world, no matter where you go. It's always been the minority. The shepherds never matched the number of the sheep. It has never been designed that way. So people who have missions, people who have purpose, people who have power, you normally see them perish when they try to reach too many people. Your job as a awakened person, your job as a quote unquote black sheep or a chosen one is to locate your tribe and to pull and extract all the tribe members who are still in with the rest of the flock or the herd of sheep, extract them. But it will never be the masses. The concept of thinking, man, if I could just get half of us on the same page, half of us do not desire consciousness. It's not a part of the design. Y'all show me a place in human history, a time in human history where the majority of the population was special and the minority of the population was like mediocre. Average has always been the masses. The high and the low are the outliers. I hope y'all follow me. So if you are special, a lot of times trying to fit in with the masses will put you on the bottom side. You'll end up outside, but not outside on the upper end. You're supposed to be up here. You're supposed to be a shepherd. You're supposed to be teaching. You're supposed to be doing what I'm doing. You're supposed to have a mission, a clear mission. But if you don't, and you try to fit in and you try to seek normalcy and you try to be in alignment with foolery, low frequencies, low vibrations, people who don't have missions or people who are here for other things to keep the wheel turning, but they're not supposed to be the driver of the vehicle. If you try to get yourself in alignment with them, you'll crash out. You'll end up crashing out. You'll be depressed. You'll be stressed. You'll be anxious. You try to figure out why your relationships don't work out. Not romantic relationships, all of them. Your friendships, you're not going to be in alignment with these people. You're not normal. But it's not for a bad reason. And the normal people will try to make you feel bad. But neither of y'all should feel bad. That's why I respect people that embrace mediocrity. Some people be knowing like, gee, I'm not special. I'm here to be a cheerleader. You need those. Everybody got roles. But if you are a black sheep, if you are a chosen one, and you can identify it within yourself, if this somehow is clicking for you and it never clicked for you before, or if you found this video and you don't know me from Adam, it's not an accident. I'm on assignment. I'm only going to speak about this once. I got chill bumps. I hope y'all really like following where I'm going. This shit is vital. So just understand that if you have been placed in a position, I'm just summarizing, if you've been placed in a position where since as far as you can freaking remember, you never fit into nothing, but you brilliant, you bright, you talented, you resilient, you're ambitious, you're misguided, you don't know where to go. If you've ever been in that position, you have to find alignment and find your tribe. Everything will work from there. This shit just made me drop a real tear, G. I mean this shit. I just shed a tear. This shit is bigger than reaction videos, story times. It's bigger than that. Why do y'all think I'm trying to save the black family from going extinct? Do you guys think there's no fallout from everybody going their own way and all the humans start looking like Klay Thompson in 30 years? Y'all think there's no fallout for that? All species have natural born enemies. All of their own kind. All cats don't get along. You think lions and jaguars is homies? Y'all being put in a position where y'all taught that tribalism somehow is wrong. This all unity shit is not nature's design. Show me one thing outside of humanity. Show me one thing outside of humanity that gets to live in peace at any point in life. Nothing. Nothing gets peace. Lions don't get to sleep peacefully. They always have to be ready to wake up and fight. Nothing in nature gets peace. A blade of grass got shit to worry about. The worst enemy of an anthill is a fucking 4-year-old. How many times y'all seen some kids come through and stomp out a whole nation of ants, bro? For nothing. We've lost our connection, fam. So today, I had to do my job. And that's why I'm doing this code language. Today, it wasn't all about entertainment. And that's why I say this for last, because I knew I had to go to this place. So I hope y'all feeling what I'm saying. Let me go to these comments and then I'm going to sign off. Because the shit then, you know what I'm saying? I got to go get right. But Trippy said, that's deep, my brother. I'm not sure if I am a black sheep, but I do want to mentor the Black youth / community. I've been thought of as weird, but a lot of people though, still bettering myself though. Bro, you sound like you got a purpose and an assignment and a mission. And if you have been seen as weird, you probably are a black sheep, bro. You probably are a black sheep. How many people? Okay, so like how this how I can help you identify it. If in settings where you're supposed to be safe, you still don't fit, it's something greater on you. So if you get to a family reunion and you're around nothing but love, right? And if you love them, they love you, it's love in the air. But for some reason, you still out of place, it's something greater on you. That's how you can places where you're supposed to be safe and you still feel just a little out of place. Maybe not unsafe, but just out of place. It's something else on you. When people who's supposed to get you, the people who you've opened up to the most, the people you've been the most vulnerable with, they still couldn't properly speak on your behalf without you being present because there's certain parts about your thought processes, your perspectives, your ideologies, or the way you move that don't all the way register with them. Even though you've given them all the information that they may need to know. You see what I'm saying? That's how you can identify it. But the worst thing you could do, in closing, the worst thing you could do, if you're a black sheep, if you're a chosen one, if you're called, the worst thing you could do is try to fit in. And whoever get in the way, fuck what they talking about. Respectfully, fuck what they talking about. Nothing bigger than the mission. A lot of people don't even know their mission though. Trippy said, I believe you are great at explaining things. This is a key as most people have trouble putting things into words. I appreciate that, bro. Gratitude. Trippy says, happens most of the time with family. Laughing face. They were the ones who thought I was weird. It was all love, but they didn't really get it. Brother, you not seeing this by accident. Plain and simple. This your first day in my chat. You just subscribed to me. We just now interacting with each other. You're not seeing this by accident. Plain and simple. Take that. Do what you want with that. But that's it. Brother, ain't no accidents. Ain't no accidents, champ. None. Ain't no accidents. But in closing, man, y'all make sure y'all take heed to these words. You know I need y'all to hit the subscribe button. If you have already, just tell somebody else about me who don't know. Hit the like button. Keep the notifications turned on. Please jump in the comments whether you agree or disagree, need clarity, whatever it is. Let's have conversations so we can crack these codes, man. But if y'all don't do nothing else, for me, you know I got one request. Stick to the code.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Harden my heart and that harden